Hello, hello, it's JC Heat again with another review. Now, this review specifically is WWE. Now, I'm a guy of a certain age. I was born in the early 80s, 31 years old, about to be 32, and I'm going to tell you this. The reasons I don't watch WWE. Now, let me start off by saying that at one time, I was a very big WWE fan. From 96 to about 2005, I was very hardcore on the product. And I always, grew up watching old tapes, and I would watch the old days, the early territory, when it was San Martino and Pedro Morales and Superstar Billy Graham. I've seen all the old stuff. So I really, invested in the WWE product for years and years and years. And part of me will always love it. I was born and raised in New Jersey, the Northeast, and that's our bread and butter. But over the years, the product has become so bad, I can't watch it anymore. Now, like I said, I'm about to be 32. Been watching it almost all my life, here and there. Some, like I said, more in other cases, some in others. But the product, And I hope the people at WWE watch this tape and they realize, your fans that are over 25, the reason that we're checking out on Monday nights and there is no war on Monday nights, not because you don't have competition necessarily, but because your product is horse crap. Okay? And trust me, I'm a guy, I trained in the wrestling business. I was trained by Pat Tanaka and Bam Bam Bigelow many moons ago. Like I said, I'm in my 30s. I first stepped into a ring when I was about 16 in 2000. And I worked the indies for years before I got hurt. But like I said, the reason we don't watch WWE anymore, simply put, the management. And over the years, it was, they made that transition from Vince, and now Triple H is more the figurehead of the company. A lot of the management, we see the way things have went, the scripted promos that even Stone Cold Steve Austin has said on his podcast that he's not a fan of overly scripted promos. And I mean, that's one of your Hall of Famers saying that. He says that things tend to come off a little too scripted. And I agree. There's some times where, I can understand you need certain verbiage, but you need to go back to the Vince Russo style of bullet points, perhaps, on what to say instead of just written out stuff. No. And some of the angles, the last couple years have just been crap. The product, there's a lot of great talent, but that WWE style is very watered down. And if you watch a match from Japan or you watch a match from Ring of Honor or, even Lucha Underground, it seems a lot of times like the WWE guys are kind of phoning it in. It's like, especially Cena, the 5 moves and then take it home. It's like he hits the 5 big moves and then, there's a high spot and then the match is over. What is that? That's why, people, even Al Snow talked about it, the 7 deadly steps that every wrestling company seems to teach now. You got a baby face and the heel. The baby face is going to get, outshined by the heel, and then the baby face is going to outshine the heel, and then there's going to be a double down, and then somebody's going to hit a high spot, and then, it's going to be a couple more moves, and they're going to take it to the finish. Now, I've been watching wrestling a long time. I can see it at this point. I know when the high spot's coming, usually. I know when the finish is coming. It's sad, when, somebody that... And like I said, I trained to be in the ring. I've been in the ring before, so I know how that works. But the WWE product, you expect more out of it. It's like you can see the finish is coming. You shouldn't be able to see all the finishes coming. Like, oh, yeah, there's a high spot, and there's about a minute, and the match is over. So I don't watch WWE. It's like pay-per-views. I noticed they cut down on pay-per-views a little bit. Good idea. The whole network thing. I'm sure that there's enough people that really love wrestling that are willing to put money, even $10 a month for the network. I understand it's worthwhile in some respects. Getting WrestleMania and Survivor Series for free. A couple of the programs that they have on their documentaries and Monday Night War footage. Cool. But overall, the WWE Network, I'm not digging that. And I would like to say, if the WWE people are watching, what are you guys thinking? Cena? Now, I notice now Cena's not on the top of the card anymore. He's U.S. champion. You're bringing him down. Thank God. Finally. Because that just went on way too long. You guys know how to put the focus on guys that are just like, yeah, he sold a lot of merchandise, but so what? You know, Lesnar, all this time with Lesnar, like Lesnar's a part-timer for years now. So he hits an F5 and that's enough to have the title on him all that time. What the fuck are you guys thinking? You got all this other talent. You got hungry young talent, and you put the belt on those guys. Need some refreshing change in the world of pro wrestling. Definitely. I would like to say the management, I think they need to go back to an older system. And even in creative, they need to have less writers, more bookers. We need to see bookers instead of writers. The whole writers are going to dominate everything. And the whole writers thing is very passe. It's like you had a bunch of soap opera writers and entertainment writers come in and try to write for professional wrestling. They're not. Soap opera writers and people from TV are not really pro wrestling people. There's not really a cohesiveness in there. It's just like they're collecting a paycheck, they're writing. Tell you the truth, I still watch from time to time, but I turn on Monday Night Raw about a half an hour and I turn it off because it's the same. It seems like the same contrite bullshit. It's sad. You motherfuckers better off calling Vince Russo again. Better off just calling Vince Russo, putting him in. And whatever crap he's going to put on probably be slightly better than the stuff you got on now. Because it PG. I understand you guys went PG because you became really corporate or whatever. But PG is not going to bring in guys my age. We don't give a fuck on people. We grew up, you conditioned us in that attitude era when we were teenagers and in our 20s to see some crazy shit. And then now it's like, we're going to bring it back to like that 80s Hulk Hogan thing where nothing is too violent. Okay. That's what you want. But understand that people my age, a lot of us are going to tune out. It's like and then you wonder why the UFC's taking over. The UFC's real. And the motherfucker's going to get busted open. WWE, somebody will get busted open occasionally. Your hardcore matches and Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Your Extreme Rules aren't even that extreme anymore. It's like, puts me to sleep. And like I said, I'm a hardcore fan, so. WWE. Think about this. Watch the tape. Think about making some positive changes. Because at the rate you're going, guys my age are just going to be like, oh yeah, wrestling. I used to watch that. Now I watch MMA. Because pro wrestling puts me to sleep. And it's true. A lot of pro wrestling, if it's not Lucha Underground or it's not Ring of Honor, even sometimes TNA, I get put to sleep. WWE, the pace, it's like you got a 3-hour show. Look, when WCW Nitro expanded to 3 hours, even I wasn't watching that. And that was in the height of good wrestling. Fuck no. 3 hours? Come on. Lucha Underground can give you, 1 hour and deliver with 3 or 4 matches. Some great moves. You guys, on a Monday Night Raw, you maybe get 2 matches that go the distance. And the main event, a lot of times, is a letdown. Just like this week on Raw, it's like Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. Randy Orton has been the champion in your company for years and years. And how many main events has he done? Jeez, I could count them off. Be here for hours counting off the main events Randy Orton's done. Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns. That's it? Come on. I'm sure there's other guys that deserve a shot. So those are my thoughts, and thank you for watching.